Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back with another interesting topic on Vedic astrology today. And today we will be talking about the planet Moon and what are the effects when Moon is sitting in the zodiac sign of Gemini at the time of your birth. So how does Moon behave and what kind of results does Moon give when it's sitting in Gemini? So all you have to do is look at your birth chart and see whether Moon is sitting in where number 3 is written, which means Gemini, for people who are not very familiar with astrology. So according to the ancient scriptures, and by the way, my videos are always a reference to the ancient scriptures. It's never a figment of my own imagination, or it's not a figment of any of the imaginations of the astrologers which you may find on the internet. So according to the ancient scriptures, when the planet Moon is sitting in Gemini at the time of your birth, then the person is very he has a sweet speech. Okay, now what's the logic? The logic is it's sitting in a sign, a zodiac sign, which is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is very sweet in speech. He's an excellent speaker. Okay, and Moon is the mind. So when Moon gets influenced by that zodiac sign, the mind starts to think accordingly. Okay, that seems to be the logic, but this is according to the ancient scriptures. Is very sweet in his speech, very, very sweet. He has watery eyes. Okay, that is another characteristic of people who are or whose Moon is sitting in Gemini. Well, watery may not be the right word for it. The Sanskrit description is given chanchala netra. Chanchala is which is movable. Okay, it does not stay, but you'll see like floating eyes. That's a better word for it. Chanchala netra, people with their Moon in a Gemini zodiac sign, and generally they're very kind people. Okay, they love good faces. Okay, they are a lover of good faces. You'll see that. So these are very important tools. This is a very important, Jyotish is a very important tool. So if you come across somebody's birth chart and you see Moon is sitting in Gemini, then you know he likes good faces, so you can behave with him accordingly. I mean, these are little insights, and that's the reason why keep your birth chart to yourself. Show it to astrologers, but do not just throw around your birth chart, because all your weaknesses and strengths and your desires and your anything which you likes and dislikes, everything is exposed. So a lot of people thereby do not share their birth charts with other people. But anyways, so he loves good faces. Okay, he loves the knowledge of singing. Okay, and he would also try and become a good singer himself. So look at this combination, people whose Moon is in Gemini. Okay, they're either good singers or they love people who can sing very well, or he would like to go and learn singing. Okay, one negative thing associated with the Moon being in Gemini has been described in the ancient scriptures, that he could be vulnerable to leprosy. Okay, leprosy was a very, very prevalent disease, and people used to fear from this disease in the ancient times, because there was no cure for this disease, even in until the biblical times. If you see, at the time of Jesus Christ, even, there were a lot of lepers whom Jesus Christ, of course, cured with his touch, but they were separated, or they were not allowed to mix in the society, and they were left alone. People who got this disease of leprosy. So people used to be very fearful of this disease, leprosy, during olden ancient times. Of course, today you don't see a lot of leprosy, and there are cures available, but it was a major thing in the ancient times. So the ancient scriptures is very clearly described that people whose Moon is in Gemini could be vulnerable to leprosy. They were generally famous people. People whose moon is in Gemini are very famous people, rather, not were, but are. Wealthy. Wealth is also another thing which is associated with it. And full of qualities. So they're very full of qualities. They are good speakers, full of qualities, rich, famous, and their complexion was something which you could get attracted to. Okay, when you come across a person with the moon in Gemini, you know, he'll have a very attractive complexion. Okay, generally they are tall people. Okay, by the way, whatever I'm discussing here, do not come to a conclusion, because then you have to see what houses moon is, what house moon is placed. We are talking about when moon is placed in the zodiac sign of Gemini, but do not ignore what house it is. So for example, if moon is placed in Gemini, but then Gemini falls in bad houses, the Dusthana houses, then all your predictions go off, so as to say. Or if they are conjunct with any malefic, or if they are aspected by a malefic, look at the degrees as well, and look at the conjunction with benefics as well, which can enhance these qualities. So a good astrologer will not just jump to a conclusion based on, okay, well, moon is placed in Gemini, so this is the result. And a lot of people will see, okay, well, the ancient scriptures say moon is placed in Gemini, so this person will have these qualities, and if he does not find these qualities based on what has been described in the ancient scriptures, he just gives up on astrology and says, no, astrology is not a good science. No, because the reason why your predictions may be failing is because you have not looked at the chart in totality. You have to look at what houses, what aspects, what conjunctions, what degrees, you know, all these good houses, bad houses, kendras, dusthanas, trikonas, all these things have to be taken into consideration. But generally, you know, he'll have a complexion which will be attractive, and a good complexion. He will be tall. Moon in Gemini will be a tall person. Okay, he'll be very clever, and he will be very articulate in his speech. Well, again, the qualities of Mercury he's absorbing, because he's sitting in that zodiac sign which is ruled by Mercury. Okay, and you know, good student and good scholars come in this category where their moon is placed in Gemini. And they also have a very strong willpower. You know, once they decide something, they're gonna do it. So, you know, look at this combination for people who have good willpower. Of course, willpower is also associated with the planet Sun, or mainly associated with the planet Sun, but here this combination, moon in Gemini, gives you a very strong willpower. Very clever in their work, whatever profession they are in, they are extremely clever, and very well accepted by people because of their cleverness, or their skills, rather. Skill is a better word. They're very skilled in whatever they do, and also very just people. Okay, look out for this combination. Normally a good Saturn person will be a very just person, because he's the judge, and you know, he'll call a spade, but here people whose moon is in Gemini are very just people. They do not like injustice at all. But then again, look at the whole chart. What houses, what other planets, conjunctions, aspects, degrees, so on and so forth. So this was a little discussion on what happens and how moon behaves when moon is sitting in the zodiac sign of Gemini at the time of your birth. This is not for when moon is transiting, or is in Gochara, as it's called in Sanskrit, in the zodiac sign of Gemini. Do not confuse with that. This is based on the natal chart. And hopefully you enjoyed this video. In the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel, check out my website. There is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic on Vedic astrology very soon. Goodbye.